Hi, this is Shawna, your friendly neighborhood word witch, and I'm here to help you put magic in your manuscript. Just a reminder, I am an experienced author and freelance editor, but this is only my second YouTube video ever. I'm doing this myself on my laptop in my living room, so just hoping you appreciate the homemade vibe. Today, we are talking about details. How much is too much? How much is too little? This is a question that even experienced authors struggle with. Too few details, and you risk what is sometimes called empty room syndrome. The reader feels like the action and dialogue is taking place in an empty room with white walls. With no details to establish setting, mood, time, and place, the reader has little to draw them into the story. It's impossible for them to feel that they are living with the story. The story will not feel real to them. On the other hand, if you overload the story with details, you will slow the pace to a crawl. The story will feel boring. The reader will wonder why they need to know that the rocks are gray striped with blue, or know every detail of the clothing of every walk-on character in the entire novel. Ultimately, they will tire of sifting for the nuggets of story among the desert sands of detail, and they will put your book down in favor of something with a faster pace. Now, tolerance for detail varies by genre. Readers of fast-paced thrillers need just enough detail to know whether they're in the past or the present, high-rise penthouse, or druggy squat. Readers of literary fiction, on the other hand, seem content to read all the details of their protagonist's childhood home, to which the protagonist is returning to face the phantoms of the past. Know your genre and its conventions. Length matters too. 150,000 word epic fantasy simply has more room for details than a 3,000 word short story, and readers will approach each with different expectations. Until you get a feel for it, make sure you are using reliable beta readers that are familiar with your genre, and, if you're indie publishing, a good freelance editor. And I guess this is a good place to mention that I happen to have a few openings at the moment. You can email me at shawna@shawna-repper.com. But regardless of your genre's thirst for details or lack thereof, the best thing you can do with details is make sure that they serve a double duty as often as possible. So say you want your readers to know that the setting is a hot desert climate, and the average person in that culture is more affluent than your protagonist. So the first time members of this desert culture are on scene, you can mention that they are wearing diaphanous silk garments that the protagonist cannot afford. Afterward, if a member of that culture comes on the scene, we can assume that that is what they are wearing unless told otherwise. If you feel it necessary to remind the reader, you can make a brief mention. For example, the wind picked up, making Shahar's silk skirts dance around her ankles. No need to get into great detail about everything she's wearing, unless that detail is otherwise important. Like, say that color has some special significance in the culture, or you want that color to set a mood. Details can set the mood. Imagine your modern character walking into a 19th century classic Victorian house. The house could be well kept, fully restored, smelling of beeswax candles and wood polish. Or the house could be in disrepair, with cobwebs everywhere and smelling of must and dead rats. Two very different feels, setting two very different reader expectations. Details can be used to open a window into the character's backstory, as well as set up their relationships with other characters. Now, your character can drink coffee in the morning with no mention of the mug he is drinking from. Nothing wrong with that. But what if your character lovingly cradles the mug handmade for him by his wife? Or he can take that same mug and throw it into a wall, smashing it. You've just told the reader something about the state of the marriage in a way that's much more powerful than if you just said, Martin loved his wife very much, or Martin was very angry with his wife. Take a scene in your current work in progress. Read it aloud. How do you feel about the amount of detail? Do the details work on more than one level? Now's a good time to make any changes needed. And of course, here's where I remind you that this is a brand new channel, so it's really, really important that you like and comment on the video and subscribe to my channel. This tells YouTube that this is a video people want to see, so they'll show it higher in the searches. It's a free way to help me out, and I greatly appreciate it. Also, in the pinned comments below, you'll see the link for my Amazon author page that has all of my books for sale. You'll see the link for my author webpage, which gives you the option to get a free novella by signing up for my newsletter, and also contains how to contact me about any editing projects you may have. Finally, if you found this video helpful or entertaining, or if you'd simply like to help a witch out, there is a link that says, Buy me a cup of tea. That allows you to put some money in my virtual tip jar. If you can't afford it, that is cool too. Believe me, I understand. And I just appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Until next time, have a great day and put magic in those manuscripts.